What's your best YouTuber impression?
Oh shit. Um, I don't know. I've never done one.
All right, let me see if I can
All
do
right.
a YouTube impression.
All right.
Wait.
Your turn.
What's okay?
You gotta do like one of those like really random intros where it's like here. It's like super quiet, blank screen, and you fucking
You just jump into it.
yeah. Hold on, I got it. Hey guys, the peanut brain.
All right, hey guys, welcome back to the second episode of Peanut Brain, a podcast brought to you by two best friends talking about dumb stuff. I'm Chris.
Night Alex.
So yeah, today we're talking about grills.
Yeah, or girls. We're probably gonna talk about our less than stellar adventures that we had with girl experiences. Yeah, experiences. I have a pretty memey record. I think everyone's like, wow, this guy is like really, really fucking dumb. I like that. No, just kidding. I don't know. I never like. I think when I was just like going, from middle school to like the first few years of college, I just never gave a shit. So my interactions with people were always pretty unfiltered.
Yeah, I can see. Okay, yeah, I can see why that's a good thing.
Yeah,
Like they can see
except
like for who you are.
yeah, I was a little bit more reserved in my first year of college though. That was just because like I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. All right. Anyways, let's talk about your high school experience with your encounter.
All right, so where to start? I've never been in like a serious relationship or like any at all. As a matter of fact, I've had like I guess what you call close encounters where it's like it could have been, but like
What could have been?
my dumbass is just like can't read signs, so I'm just like zoom. So yeah, going back to what Alex was mentioning is in high school. Ooh, okay, this story always kind of gets me a little bit, but okay, here we go.
PTSD.
Basically, I met this girl like sophomore year, and I'm just like sitting on the bus minding my own business, and she's like sitting like in the seat like in front of me, right? And she turns around and is like she starts like up a conversation like, oh hey blah blah blah, I like your jacket blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, I have a pretty nice jacket, don't I? So like this goes on for a while. Like every time I take the bus home, she's just like there too, and she's like just talking to me. And then one day she's like, "Can like we study together?" And I'm like, "All right, sure." And it's like, "Oh yeah." Since we rode the same bus, I found out we live like in the same neighborhood. So like
Mm-hmm.
one time after school, she just like came to my house and studied.
Oh, okay.
My monkey brain was like legit, like, "Oh, she's here for actual study." So like
Wait, so did your parents not question it at all?
they were always at work. Like they were at work at this
Oh,
time.
okay.
Yeah. My monkey brain was like, I gotta study, right? Like she's here to study. Like I'm actually gonna study for real. So like I'm just sitting there actually doing math homework, and I think she's there
Mhm.
trying to like start up a conversation, and like and like
Dude, fuck conversation.
I did my homework. I was like so serious about doing my homework. At one point, I was like starting to like doze off just because like I was so tired,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Oh, you look tired. I should probably just go." I'm like, "Yeah, let's do that. I need a nap." And so like she just left.
Dude, she's there to make some moves.
Anyways, yeah, so that was like when I first met the girl. Jump to like senior year, we have like environmental science together, which is like super blow off class. So like half the time,
Mm-hmm.
everyone in the class is just talking with each other. And in that class, every time we did like partner work or something, she would like always come up to me to like pair up with me. And I'm just like, oh, it's just because we know each other. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no meaning behind it. We're just friends. Senior year is when we have prom, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, most of my friends are like asking their friends out just to be like, let's go to prom together as friends. Like, and I'm like, oh, I'm not dating anyone. Let me ask her as a friend to go to prom with me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, I do this whole thing. I was like, oh, I set up like a promposal thing, and
Yeah.
it was super casual and everything. And like, I asked her to go to prom with me as a friend, but I didn't like mention as a friend when I specifically asked her,
Yeah.
which this sets up for something else later, right? Basically, when I asked her out the prom, she was like, "Oh, why'd you ask me?" I was like, "Oh, I like you," is what I said, but in parentheses was as friends.
Quick disclaimer.
Yeah, it's like it's the fine print that I didn't say out loud, and she's like, "Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
yeah, I got you." So I was like, yeah, we got each other. So
Jeez, dude.
we go prom together, super chill, everything, friends. We're hanging out, and it's getting the end of the school year. We're still hanging out. We're like hanging out a little bit more because I thought we're getting like closer as friends after prom. And as soon after graduation, I go on like a cruise. When you go on a cruise, you're out in the middle of the ocean. There's no internet or nothing, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And this is a cruise, and like we have like a stop in Mexico, and I do like a tour of this cave. And like when we get to this tour spot, like right
yeah,
outside this cave, like in the middle of nowhere in Mexico, right? There's like a spot for Wi-Fi. So I was like, oh shit.
yeah.
Let me hit up all my friends and be like, I'm texting everyone like, yo, I found Wi-Fi in the middle of Mexico. So that was that. And then fast forward to the end of the cruise, I went back to no Wi-Fi. When I got back, all my friends are blasting my DMs. They're like, yo, you missed it. You totally missed it. Because on my friend's Snapchat, she was posted a story. It was like, when Bay has no Wi-Fi. And all my
Oh
friends were like,
no.
yo, that's you. I was like, nah, that could have been anyone.
She was the only person that you're consistently seeing, or you're the only person that she was consistently seeing.
I mean, like we hung out a lot as friends, but I was like thinking, oh, maybe she has like a boyfriend I didn't know about or something, right?
The hidden boyfriend, the fucking trap card. That's when like you're about to ask her out. She's like, "Oh, JK, I'm taken."
Just so you know, like in high school, my self confidence was so low, like I didn't think like a girl would be interested in me. So that's like
Yeah, that's fair.
that legit
Like,
sets
yeah,
up this whole like huge misunderstanding, right? So like throughout the whole summer, we go through this back and forth of like, what are we? But it's like me and like half denial saying, oh, we can't possibly be a thing because there's no way she has interest in me, right? My friend
hmm
even sent me a snapshot of her messaging him because she messages him saying, oh, like I don't think like I'm the same league as Chris, like oh blah 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 something like that, and he's like nah, you're fine, right? And like the whole
yeah,
time in my head, I'm like, she's way out of my league. There's no way like she would be interested in me. And he sent me like a screenshot of her messages to him. I'm like, nah, doesn't mean anything.
bro, you are hella in denial, man.
Dude, I know. Okay, like looking back, it sounds really stupid, but like me then, I was like, I didn't even notice it.
Yeah, no, that's completely fair. I've had plenty of denial esque moments. It was like so like on the nose too. Like y'all even went to prom and you're still like, nah.
Like looking back,
That's some pretty monkey shit, dude.
dude, I know
Not
I
bad.
I am a monkey. If I was like to watch from a third person, like my past self, I'll just be like
Bro, what is you doing?
this bonobo brain.
I guess on to some stories about prom for me. Quick disclaimer, I never went to prom in high school. I just never wanted to for some reason. In my senior year of high school, I got asked to prom. I was just, okay, me, my nerdy self, and my robotics club or whatever. I'm just doing my own thing. I just go home and play games. I don't really like talk to like anyone really, except some people inside my friend group. And this girl randomly messaged me on like Facebook. She's like, "Oh hey, do you like want to go to prom?" I was like, "Not particularly, no." Yeah, she's like, "Please go, like, come on." And I was like, "No, it's too expensive. I don't want to pay for a suit or anything like that." And she's like, "I'll pay for it and everything." And I was like, "No, I don't want to go, really." I didn't like, it didn't register to me that she like wanted to go with me. I was just like, I just don't want to go.
Here's everything on a silver platter. Like everything's done for you. Just take it. And you said
Yeah,
nah.
literally. And I was like, yeah. What I did instead was like, I stayed at home and watched K dramas. That was my prom night. And my mom walks into my room. She's like, "What are you doing? Isn't it prom today?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh, well, you're too ugly anyway, so it doesn't
Nope.
matter." And I was like, "All right, thanks, mom." And then she's like, "Oh, what K drama are you watching?" And then she like watched already. I was watching Dream High. But yeah, that's like my prom story. And looking back at it, I was just like, I don't know why I said no. I think I was just feeling particularly lazy.
Yeah, there's like
I'm such
sometimes when like people will like offer me things, I'm just like I
nah.
would normally take it under normal circumstances, but I'm feeling particularly lazy today. So
Yeah,
I'm just gonna
yeah.
say a fat no.
Yeah, it was just I don't know, but it's whatever. And you said you never had like you had girls at your house or whatever, right? But your parents were never home.
Not girls, just that one particular girl.
Okay, okay, you had girl at your
Yeah,
house.
just a girl, not
Okay,
girls.
okay,
I wasn't like that in high school. Like in high school, I was like I was like kind of nerdy, but I was like just your average student, like legit just there. I was just there.
yeah, yeah,
I wasn't like super popular, but I wasn't like in like the lower tier. I was like just mid tier. I was like mid tier on the social ladder.
yeah. I think I was pretty like mid tier. I feel like in seventh grade and eighth grade I was like high tier, because like I was really involved in band and everything. But like once high school hit, I was like, you know what, fuck everyone. I don't give a shit anymore. And I just went recluse. Oh fuck it. Speaking of girl at home, I was doing a physics project. No, I wasn't doing a physics project. My friend was doing a physics project, and he had come over to my house to ask him to help. And I was like, bro, I'm not even in like pre-P physics. Like, why are you asking for help? And he's like, no, it's fine. So he comes over, and then a whole bunch of other people come over, and then this one girl also comes over, and then my mom sees her like in the garage, and then my mom like does like come here, and she's like, "Who is that?" Like, it's like, do you like her or anything? I was like, Mom, I have spoken to this person like 3 times in my life. I don't even know her that well. And then she's like, okay. And I was just like being interrogated for a brief second, and I was like, man, I don't even want like my friends here like doing this. I don't even want to do this physics project. And then yeah, that happened. It's
Actually,
just
my
super.
mom does like something similar too. So
Oh really?
yeah, in freshman sophomore year,
Uh
when
huh.
our friend, she's a pharmacy student, so like
Hmm.
when she was doing her pre-farm stuff, like she was looking for a pharmacy job. So since my
Yeah.
mom was a pharmacist, I pretty much hooked up our friend with a job working for her. So my mom would like grill her about like, "Yo, is Chris dating anyone?" It's like, who's that chick Michelle? What's she to him?"
Bro, snitched on you for brownie points. That's pretty funny, dude. That's kind of sus though. I feel like in college you hung out with like a lot of. I mean, you just had a lot of female friends. So like literally every time I saw you, I was like, damn, bro, Chris is pulling.
No, bro. I always felt like you pulled more than me because like you were like
Bro,
I think you were in more relationships than I ever was.
fucking freshman year, dude. I like literally went to class and then went back to my room, played games, and woke up at 2 p.m. That was my freshman year.
But you still pulled.
So freshman year, uh, my friend's friend, we had met at some like what was it? Some Korean festival, something like that, right?
Yeah, and then we went to my house afterwards and ate Thai
Yeah,
food.
we went to your house and ate pad thai or whatever. Yeah, I had met her there, and I saw her. I was like, okay, maybe I'm interested. And then we talked a little bit, and then yeah, and then we started talking a little bit more, but my ass was like too much in denial and like too much of like a wimp. I asked her out, like we like, not like on a date or anything. I was just like, oh hey, like do you want to go hang out this someplace? And she's like, sure. But it just like, came like on this like on and off like just talking. And I don't know, looking back, I'm like really fucking dumb for doing this at all. But yeah, because it's just like super random, and like I never committed to it, which is such a shit thing to do.
Do you think like you could have gotten somewhere if you like actually committed to like
I think I could have, but because I was being so like, I don't know, I was being a piece of shit essentially. It was that weird point in my life where like in sophomore year where I was like fucking in pharmacy doing pharmacy stuff and depressed, and yeah, I was still doing like pharmacy stuff, and I was just depressed from it. So I was like, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. So I just laid that to rest. But yeah, that was one thing that was pretty bad looking back at it. So I guess some things that did become fruitful, not really. So fast forward another year, there's this other girl. We talked over the summer, and yeah, we basically became a thing, but like no one knew about it. But somehow my mom like caught wind of it, even though we became a thing over
I know this story, it's so funny.
yeah, over summer and like in school. So there's no way like my mom would have like known about it or anything. And so essentially it's like it's been like 2 weeks of us like quote unquote dating. I don't know. We were a thing. It was essentially a what are we type of thing. And
But you didn't start dating until like after school started, right?
yeah.
Because I remember when you were moving into the dorms, she was like
Yeah.
making power moves on you, and you were
Yeah,
just
she's
like,
making hella power moves, bro. Like she was this girl that yeah, this girl was so like aggressive and very clear with her interest. I was not like comfortable like for a first time like type of thing. I was just like,
it was spooky, right?
yeah, it was kind of spooky because like growing up and shit, I'm just like this quiet kid. All I do is play video games. All I do is like look at shitty memes on Reddit.
Like no
And
one's ever come this strong
yeah,
onto me before.
no one's like done this. And by strong, here I'll give you an example. I'm just gonna fucking say the quote or whatever. I was moving into my dorm, and she was like, "Oh, yo, like make room on your twin," and I was like, "Huh?" Like I was just having like an existential crisis when I
Sweetie,
saw that.
sweetie, she's coming for that booty.
Yes, literally. And yeah, it was just super. It was super weird, but like I was like, okay, I kind of into this. But yeah, anyway, so my mom caught wind of this because she, we were out in like this student center area, and she gave me a hug, and some guy that was, so my mom works at a nail salon, and one of her clients' son knew me from picture and saw me hugging this girl, and then this dude told his mom, and his mom told my mom.
This whole chain and like
Yeah. And so I was like, I didn't know anything initially, but I was like calling my mom to ask her like a normal question, and then she didn't answer my phone, which I found strange, because she always picks up her phone. And so I tried calling her for like a week straight, essentially, and she doesn't like pick up her fucking phone. Yeah, and then she finally reached out, and then I learned that she was mad I was like together with this girl. I wouldn't even say we were like together. It was just like a thing. It wasn't anything like serious, but yeah, she found out, and then she like she fucking went rage mode, dude. Like I could not get sleep at all. She would constantly like call me or text me about like, you need to fucking break up with this girl. This girl's a fucking like whore, slut. Like she's like saying all this type of shit like Vietnamese, and like I literally not lying. Yeah, she did this, and she like sent me these long ass texts in broken English, which were funny, kind of. It was like, yeah, and then she was like doing a bunch of threats. Like she's like, if you don't break up with this girl, like I'm not gonna pay for your school. Like move out of the house.
I've
Yeah,
never seen someone like react so negatively to like
yeah,
not even like a confirmed relationship, just from like word of mouth that your son was hugging someone else.
yeah. It was, God, dude, it was such a wild ride. Like I was so paranoid about walking out in public after that incident. Cause like, yo, I don't know what fucking secret agents and spies my mom got on me in at UH.
And for the record,
So
to this day, we still don't know who
yeah,
that kid was that snitched on Alex.
yeah, and like fast forward like 2 years later after that incident, I asked my mom about it, and she's like, oh, "I'm not telling you." I literally asked her like 3 weeks ago, like about it. It just came up casually in conversation. She's like, "Because we were talking about." She's like, "Oh, I've never." She's like, "You call me crazy all the time." Like, what, can you give me an example where I was crazy? And I was like, should I pull up the text or
I have evidence.
I have the receipts of you like going apeshit crazy. I remember she called me when she was at work, and like she was like fucking like crazy. She was like she barged outside of her store, started screaming into the phone. It was really bad. Like I was getting interrupted like literally every word I was saying.
Yo, imagine
Um,
you're a customer at the nail salon and like the person doing your
yeah.
nails all of a sudden just gets up from her chair, walks out, and you see her screaming at her phone outside.
Fucking do man shit. And yeah, anyways, that whole fiasco happened, and that lasted for like a month. And it was the most mentally draining thing I've ever been through because like I had to switch my major. So I was just doing that whole transition of that. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And then my mom was like on my ass about like some stupid petty shit. Yeah, I don't know, man. She said some shit, it was insane. But yeah, that all blew by. That girl ended up like saying like, oh, she's not ready in a relationship, and then like a week later got with some other dude.
Yikes, okay.
Yeah. So whatever, no loss. But yeah, that's just kind of like looking back retrospectively. It's kind of like it's kind of a funny meme that happened because that's just like one of those things that you hear about on Reddit, like of like Asian helicopter parenting, and then that
Yeah.
happened to me. She's like, you know how like people have helicopters parents. My mom was a fucking Apache helicopter.
Apache attack helicopter.
Yeah, she's an Apache helicopter with like fucking napalm capability. Even yeah,
The whole package.
the whole Vietnam War package, dude.
Side tangent real quick. Freshman year Alex was like super
Uh,
funny because like we had bio class at 2 p.m. and like
yeah.
me and Helen would get there at like 1:55, sit down, and it'd be like 2 o'clock p.m. class is starting, and we'd just be looking around like, yo, where's Alex? We know he's in this class with us because we signed up together.
Yeah.
And then in our group message, Alex would just message like, "Fuck, I just woke up."
Yeah, so like my freshman year perpetual cycle was literally like wake up at 2 p.m. and then go to bed at like 5 or 6 a.m. because I was playing fucking Heroes of the Storm and StarCraft with my friends. And that was like my entire freshman year. I just never went to class. And it just got so bad to the point that another group of friends of ours that we had in chemistry, they didn't even fucking know I was in the class because I just never showed up.
Oh, that was funny. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a side tangent. Anyways,
Yeah.
any recent spicy relationship stories
To be
or you just been
honest,
like,
I've never like actively like seeked a relationship. I've always been more on the
yeah,
standpoint of like, if something happens, it happens.
yeah, yeah.
But obviously, because I'm not doing anything proactively, nothing much happens with me.
Yeah, that's how I felt too about after that whole shebang that happened with my mom and that girl. Like literally that entire year, like I was my friends like in my CIS classes would like ask me like, "Oh, are you dating? When are you like interested in dating?" And I should have like, "No, like I have no interest in dating at all right now. I'm like perfectly content where I am. I'm happy. I don't want to ruin this." Yeah, and it's just like because I was just so scared of dating again because of that shit that my mom did. I was like, it's not worth it. But then a year later, I get into a relationship that's going very well.
I think it's always funny how it's like those people saying like, "Yeah, I'm not interested in a relationship," but like next thing you know, they're just in one.
Yeah. So I think the thing with me is that like I never like intentionally or like early in college or whatever, I never intentionally like tried to get into a relationship or anything. I was like fucking meme around. And then yeah, and then something happens. But with
So
I guess
basically, what
my
I'm hearing is memes equals girls.
yes, memes does equal girls. You just fucking do the soft memes and then play your fucking trash meme and then see if they laugh at your trash meme, that's the one.
You know they're interested because no one laughs at trash memes.
Yeah, literally no one, or they have the same humor as you, and that's good. So with my current girlfriend that I'm happily in a relationship with now, we met at some martial arts school. Yeah, there. We went out to eat one day, like as a group with everyone after
Yeah.
practice, and I was already like thinking like, oh, she's kind of cute. Maybe I'll talk to her a little bit more. So like at dinner table, I purposely sit across from her.
Strategic placement.
Yeah, strategic placement, and I just make some conversation. And I brought up one of my friends, how he was like, we went to like a Korean, we went to a Epic High concert, and how my friend was like saying some like really funny shit. And then so that's how I slid into her DMs. I guess was like, oh, here's a video of my friend like being really cringe at this concert. And so we started talking a little bit more after that. Yeah, I just constantly kept memeing over the course of the summer. And I threw in some pretty trash memes in there too. Like, the one that was like where it's like two for the Star Wars battle, and then every time the lightsaber clashes, it's like fucking Carl Weezer's like croissant, croissant. Yeah, I sent her that video. And then I sent her some other like shitty like
So just like
oh
shit
that
posting.
I was shit posting her essentially just like to test the waters. And yeah, we just started talking more. Then our conversation just became natural, like normal, not shit posting. And then we ended up dating, and once school started and everything. But yeah, no more, no more being cringe, cringe. Yeah. So the thing is, like, I was being like pretty obvious, I already, and like she didn't. She was in denial herself, like how I'm usually in denial. She was in denial,
So it
and
was like
or
she didn't she was like telling herself like you're not interested in her.
yeah, and like I was telling myself too that like, oh, like she's clearly not interested in me. Yeah,
So
it.
like were you just persistent but like not creepy persistent?
Yeah, I was just talking. I was just shit posting as friends,
Okay, okay.
essentially. And then like we over this, the fortunate thing was like we went to like the martial arts like practice like every day because the summer there's nothing to do, and this is pre-COVID and
Yeah, yeah.
everything. So like the nice thing was like after every practice, like me and the group of like people at the school would like go out to eat, and she'd always tag along. So we talked through there too. Yeah, I was just like super persistent about it. And then one day I was like, I had like bet something against her, and it's like super fucking cringe, really cringe. It's like a bet, and she's like, "Oh, what do you want to bet if you win?" I'll like, "Oh, if I win this bet, like, you have to go on a date with me to like Mango
Oh,
Mango." And she's like, "Okay, sure." It's super fucking cringe, But
I
yeah, that
never
happened.
thought you would actually do something like that. Not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
yeah, no, yeah. I did that. And yeah, so that happened. And then before that, because she also didn't know. Oh god, it's so cringe talking about it. I was like texting my friend because it was so obvious that she was like pretty oblivious to the fact that I liked her. And I was texting my friend, I'm like, oh, should I just like so just fucking send her a message on Snap or something that says she's cute or something? And then he's like, no, fuck no, are you retarded? And I was like, no, fuck you, I'm gonna do it.
No.
And then I did it. I sent her a message like saying, oh, like, by the way, I think you're like really cute or whatever. And like she opens it, I'm like sweating profusely in my bed at like 12 in the morning, no, 1 in the morning.
Oh
Because
shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
because she leaves it on like red for a little bit. Cause I was like, oh fuck, like that is it GG? And then she replied like 2 minutes later, and then I'd asked her about it later. She was like, oh, she just didn't know how to reply to it at first. But then after that, like I sent that, she was like, oh, it all makes sense now. But yeah,
The pieces are.
yeah,
You got reverse Uno card.
yeah, essentially. Yeah, so that's my story of how I got into a relationship. Honestly, you just never know until you actually just go for it.
Yeah.
Albeit it was super cringe and awkward. Like it was so awkward when we went on that date to Mango Mango. Like we weren't dating;
Oh,
we were just going out on a date, and we were walking back to my car, like which was like parked 10, 15 minutes away. And I was like, the whole time I was like, dude, do I hold her hand or not? 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 And so my hands were just like looking like Palpatine fucking electrocuting Mace Windu. And I brought this up to her like many months later. And I was like, oh yeah, like I really wanted to hold your hands on this date. And then she's like, oh yeah, it was like really obvious. You're fucking hover handing really hard. It was like, oh no.
no!
Yeah.
I've been exposed.
Yeah, so that happened. But yeah, it was just fucking cringe, zero relationship experience. Well, zero serious relationship experience. That's the end of my like relationship story. I can talk about middle school and how I was fucking cringe. Actually, I am going to talk about how cringe I was in middle
Oh,
school.
here we go. Here we go.
So, be me, high school in pretty nice suburban, no, middle school in like pretty nice suburban area. Only Asian kid, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty in my eyes at the time, pretty attractive white girl. I'm chubby. I make Facebook account. I add her. Literally only person on my friends list. And like before I had made I didn't know how fucking Facebook was made. So like I was quoting like oh god, so I was quoting like Michio Kaku and Will, the guy that made Sims and a Spore on my Facebook wall. And I had no friends at this time. I was just like super nerdy. I watched Star Trek. I was super into theoretical physics. I was like quoting everything. And so I had this girl, right? And then, I slide in her DMs. Very awkward. Like, hi.
Hi.
And then we started talking, and she's like super friendly and everything. And like, I go to class, and she says like, she like greets me. She like, oh hey Alex. And in my head, I'm like, oh my god, she totally.
Okay, like to be fair, like if something happened with like middle school, if middle school me had something similar, I'd probably react the same way too.
Yeah, it's middle school. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. Cringe. Everyone's cringe. It's just a matter of it's just a fact. And then yeah, I remember she ended up dating someone like in middle school, and I was like kind of salty, but it was like whatever. I was a fucking incel in middle school, or in 6th grade, I would say.
You should have ended up dating me, not him. Me.
Yeah. And yeah, so that happened, and then she broke up with him, and I was like, oh yeah, like I heard you broke up with so and so. It's so cringe, bro. Yeah, and then we start talking like that again. It was like obviously nothing came of it, but and then the end, right? Last day of fucking school, the albeit finale of 6th grade.
6th grade.
I'm like peak cringe. I can't even say it, bro. I can't even say it. I'm like, you are. This is DM, by the way. Like, You are the prettiest girl I've ever seen. It's so cringe. Like, I really like you. Like, do you want to go out? And then she was like, oh, that's so sweet, but no, I'm still getting over my recent breakup. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. It honestly didn't really affect me that much. It was just super cringe. But I just went back to normal life, watched Star Trek, did my thing. But yeah,
Well, okay, that was.
it was a wild ride, dude. I was.
Okay, wait. Speaking of middle school though, like in middle school, I thought like I was a pretty good looking guy, right? And like I had to stop all the way up until like halfway through high school. And like one morning I just woke up, I'm like, wait, I'm just an average looking guy.
You ever just like wake up and look at the mirror and just like think like, oh, I'm like kind of ugly looking?
Sometimes,
I've done that a few
yeah,
times.
I've done it a few times too. It was just like I wake up,
Yeah.
I'm like, did I always look this ugly?
Yeah, like there's just some mornings where it's just like not a good morning. You just, like particularly this morning for me, I woke up for like my fucking interview and I was really tired. I was like, oh, wow, I hadn't shaved in a couple of days. I was like, I look like shit. This is not a good day.
But it's like if I do look this ugly, that explains a lot.
Yeah, but yeah. Um. So yeah, that's the peak of my cringe. Like I was really really fucking cringe in middle school. I know I never told you about that, but yeah, here it is.
We're just
Now you
exposing
know.
ourselves on the internet now
Yeah,
for
yeah.
random strangers to watch.
Worth though.
Worth. Okay, yeah, worth.
God, dude, I'm trying to think. I don't think there's any other like girl stories
Yeah, I
that I
don't
have.
really have much
Yeah,
either.
that's all my stories. I know in college I crushed on a lot of people, but I never did anything about it.
Okay, yeah, okay. In college, I did crush a lot.
Like, it's pretty bad. Like, our friend group is mainly male, and then I see female. I'm just like, oh, I think she's kind of cute. Maybe. Like, I was like low key crushing, but like I would have never like acted on it. It was like a thought.
Yeah, like you said, did I did crush on them? Yeah. Did I ever act on them? No. And mainly a lot of it was because like I don't know if like I have the chances to like succeed in asking them out.
Yeah, no, I get it. That's understandable. Yeah, that's why I never did anything with like large friend groups.
Which I know some of you are out there saying, "Oh, you missed 100% of the shots you don't take." Well, screw you. I still have 100% accuracy. It's 100% until I miss.
Dude, Chris has 100% accuracy in every fighter shot. Oh wait, I remember a story. So there was this. So I was taking organic chemistry, and there was this like girl that was sitting like 2 rows below me, and I was like, "Damn, she's kind of cute." And then so like I never did not know her name, never like did anything. I just thought she was cute, and I just called her like for a while. I just referenced her as Orgo Bay to Chris. After my first organic chemistry test, I failed. I was talking to a group of friends about our organic chemistry exams for organic chemistry too, and guess who's there? Orgo Bay. She's sitting there talking about our exams, and then so my first impression on her was like, I was like, oh, how did you do? She's like, oh, like I did okay. I think she's like a B or something.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, nice. I got a 33. Like, it was super bad.
Just
Like,
super casually sliding at 33.
yeah, like, I didn't study for that at all and everything. And then she's just like, nice.
When it's so bad, you don't know what to say.
Yeah. But yeah, that happened. I mean, nothing ever happened to that. But yeah, it's just like one of those, like, oh, there's a cute girl in my class type of thing.
Yeah, like I think it's fair. I think a lot of people have this thought, it's like, oh, there's a cute person right there. But that's all I'm gonna think about it.
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, good memes, man.
Good memes.
Relationships, girls, cringe.
Spooky.
So, moral of the story: don't be an incel.
Learn how to read signs. Yeah,
Just
I
go
think it's
for
about
it.
it. Yeah,
Just go for it. Just shit post.
memes. If you would take anything from this video, just one thing, memes equals girls is what I learned from Alex.
Yeah. I think all the positive experiences I had with, or like, most of the ways I became friends with like a lot of these people, it's just like, even if you are like have not like are too afraid to talk to a girl or something, just fucking send them a meme.
Test the waters with memes.
They just test the water, but be friends with them first, obviously, like, ish.
Yeah.
Just don't slip in a meme. That's fucking creepy. I feel like Asian parents will like always like when they see someone, they're always like, oh, they're not like attractive or
They're
something.
like, you can do better, and I'm like, if I do any
Yeah.
better, I'm not gonna get any results. Or like if I aim higher.
It's like when you put Mina as your background, and then
Okay, this is a good story. I listen to a little bit of K-pop. I mainly listen to Twice, which is a K-pop girl group. Pretty much, in layman's terms, my favorite member of that group is Mina, and one of my friends knew this. So like for my birthday, he gave me like this picture of Mina like framed, and I was like, oh cool, that's neat. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this, so I'm just gonna leave it on my computer desk, right? So then like time passes, my dad has to use my computer for whatever reason, and he sees that picture on my desk. And for the record, Mina is very, very pretty, and
uh,
K-pop idols in general are just really pretty.
yeah,
Anyways,
yeah.
my dad sees his picture and he goes to my mom like, "Yo, is this Chris's girlfriend?" And my mom looks at him. My mom looks at the picture and she's like, "Nah, she's way too pretty for him." And then when I hear about this, I'm just like, "You're not wrong," but that also at the same time, I'm also very hurt.
Thanks, mom.
Thanks, mom.
It's okay. My mom called me ugly when. Uh... See, that's the thing. My mom called me ugly, but I look exactly like my mom. So
You
I
gave
don't.
me
I
the
don't.
ugly.
Like, I don't know if she is roasting herself or not. Speaking of Twice, I'm just gonna be Simp City real quick. What's that? What's that music video where they're like all in white and blue jeans?
Oh, I think What Is Love?
Yeah, what is love? Oh my god, dude. I saw that video and I simped so hard. It's just the combination. I just like the jeans and then they're wearing like midriffs. Yeah, it'd be like that. I'm exposing myself. I like midriffs.
People like you are the reason why we have dress codes at schools.
It's Twice, bro. It's Twice.
Okay, to be fair, I would simp for Twice too.
Yeah, I know you'd be simping for Twice, bro.
Yeah, it's not very like secret at all. If you're my friend, if you know me IRL, you probably know I really like Twice.
Yeah, you have a Twice album, right?
I have like
Several.
several, yeah. Real quick though, before we wrap up this video, I want to talk about deal breakers real quick. So like, okay, this is like something really petty, but I feel like this, if you don't know how to like close like bags of chips, like if you open a bag of chips and you don't properly close it, you get stale chips.
Yeah.
So if you can't do it, like just
Deal
take
breaker.
just take 3 seconds to just roll up the bag and throw a clip on it. That's all you need to do.
That's what I do.
But like, oh my god, okay, I'm gonna expose my mom. If you're watching this, I'm sorry, but this annoys the hell out of me. You can't close bags of chips for your life, mom. That's what I have to say.
So speaking of your mom, how do you feel? Is people stealing your food a deal breaker?
Please just ask me first. If you want something that belong, if you want some like, if I have like a drink of boba or like chips or food just laying around, and you want some of it, just ask me. 90% of the time, I'd be like, yeah, sure, take some. I don't need it. But when you don't ask me and I come to look for it and it's just gone, then we have a problem.
That
One
would make me
time,
mad too.
I had boba and I put it in the fridge to save for later, right? To be fair, I did forget about it, but when I did remember, I come back down to grab it. And when I left it, it was like half full. And when I came back, there was like 2 sips left. And I'm like, who drank my boba? And my mom was like, oh, sorry, I didn't know that was yours. And in my head the whole time, I'm like, but you knew it wasn't yours. So then, if you knew it wasn't yours, why would you touch it? The thing I was most mad about was the fact that she left like 2 sips left. Like, who are you trying to save it for?
For whoever
I would have been less mad if the whole thing was just empty. So,
It's just a reminder that she has power over you. God damn it, it's such a fucking troll story.
dude, I get pressed every time I think about it.
I don't know. I don't know what my deal breakers are.
I mean, I know we talked about it earlier, but like a sense of humor. If like you don't have a good
Yeah.
sense of humor, I think that's a deal breaker.
Values wise, I think we have to be on the same page,
Oh yeah.
or roughly on the same page. Like everything doesn't have to be the same.
I feel like politics could be a deal breaker for some people, but I'm not too
Yeah.
political. But
I'm
I feel
not
like
too political either.
if you think similarly, at least it's a lot easier. Like I think if you're too different on the political spectrum,
Yeah.
then it's just an oof.
I don't think I could date someone that's too much on one side, like on either end of the
Like you
political
can't be too
spectrum.
conservative or too liberal. Like I'm middle ground. I understand both.
Yeah.
I take a little bit from both sides.
Yeah. Same.
So like if we're middle
can't
ground,
date-
that's
yeah.
cool. If you're too far end on either one of the spectrums or ends of the spectrums, then yeah, nah.
Yeah, I can't date anyone that's like too far in the spectrums, and then I also can't date someone that's overly religious. Not that religion's like a bad thing. It's just like me personally, I just can't do it.
I will respect your religion. Just don't force me to do something I don't want to do.
Yeah, yeah. So those are the what are the other deal breakers? I think those are my main deal breakers. Just overly one sided on political spectrum. I think that's it.
So yeah,
Oh yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed our cringe stories of our interactions with girls. If you enjoyed the cringe, please stop the video and subscribe, please.
yeah.
But yeah, thank you for listening. Appreciate it. I love you all.
That sounded so unenthusiastic.
It's my character, bro.
All right. Well, that's Peanut Bearing episode 2. See ya.
Ciao.